Hey Hebrew fans, as many of you guys know, I love this spaceship called the Collector. This was made by Mattel just recently, and it is made for the Origins figures. But what I love about this is you can actually fit classics figures in here. And I've shown before in other videos where I have actually fit my classics figures in here. You go ahead and raise this up a little bit so we can see better. Now, to do this, there's a couple things you have to do. One is you have to remove the 3 screws that hold this back seat thrown in and just slide it all the way back. Once you have it slid all the way back, and you can see the screw hole back there in the back where it has been shifted, you can now fit Skeletor into the back. Shink! Now, once you get that done, the next issue we have is this right here. This throttle does not reach his hands. In fact, it doesn't reach the hands of the Origins figure either. So I had to create a new one. Here's the original. You can see it's just a little bit shorter than the one that's in there, but that little extra length makes it so he can reach it. Now, what I've done also is I have made a really cool little computer piece, which normally this spot is made to fit or to house his Havoc staff, but it just didn't make a lot of sense to have this spot right here for his Havoc staff. And Skeletor's Havoc staff in the classics is way too big to fit in there anyway. That's kind of a weird dealy bob. So I made this cool little computer, and the screen does glow in the dark, all the different colors, and it just pops right into place here. Click, and there you go. And now he has a computer he can control, and if he's, you know, I'm not sure what he would do with it, because obviously he's the driver, and Beastman is the one that does the controls for the arms. Now, again, these are classic size figures, and it's just such a cool toy. The arms stretching out, the blast if you want, and it actually does hold the figures in there as well. So as you guys know, this is such a fun, cool toy to really have a blast with when it comes to playing with well, even your classic size Filmation figures. So here's my final problem, and that is right here. Beastman cannot reach the controls right there in order to control these claws, and that has driven me crazy since day one. And so it is time today to solve that. Now, I did make a prototype. They're not available yet for sale, but if you want to check out this prototype and see where I'm going with this, I think you'll like what's going on. So let's go ahead and set this aside for a minute. There we go. And let's come on down to the ground level. Oh, I also made this really cool stand for it too a long time ago that I sold a bunch of, so that your collector could be up in the sky, not just sitting on the ground. And so you can actually put it up higher than the figures, which is like really cool too. Now granted, it's not clear, it's black. I could not print something clear this big, but it is massive. You got a long ways to get, so you go, hey! And so I'm actually making myself my own version of one of those again, because this version was my prototype version, and the new one has a 15-degree angle to it, which is way cooler. But anyway, that's for a time for a different story, where I'm going to talk about my new printers I'll be getting really quick here. So, what did I make? Well, my first version was this right here, but there are some problems with it. One, these were too small and they snapped really easily. And 2, it didn't quite sit all the way down. You can see here the support's off. These holes were too small to fit all the way on there, and I think that was the main 2 reasons. And this was also a little too high, so I fixed those things. And this is the new model right here. And this one hopefully will fit. Now, I printed it on really fast speed, so there's like a lot of lines and mess up parts in there. But when I do finish my final version, I won't have all these layer lines. I'll have some, but not to the extent. So I've raised the camera back up so you can see how it fits. Let's go ahead and open this up, and let's check this out. So again, here's the original controls. Here's my new set. And let's take him out. And this should just slide over the top of the controls. Let's see if it does. There we go. There we go. Look at that. And I got a little computer screen to put in here. There we go. And let's go ahead and slide Beastman back in there. And put his hands onto the controls like he's actually controlling something. That looks pretty cool. And of course the screen does glow in the dark, but it's so light in here you can't see it. I'll kill the lights and show you guys in a few minutes. But right now I am going to go eat dinner and I'll be back. Alright, dinner is over and I got the lights off. Of course this one light's still on. So let's go ahead and charge this up and see how it looks. Now I can put any screen in here I want. This is just an example of one screen. I'm working on a multicolor one to go in there eventually. And of course, like I said, when it's all done printing, it'll be a nice smoother print. This only took 4.5 hours on the fast print. The final one is going to take 13 hours to print. 13 hours? That's a long time, man. It is a long time. Let's kill the light. Boom. And check out how cool that looks. You can see the green screen is lighting up his face. So cool. Alright, let's turn this back on. Then in the back here I have Skeletor's computer that I made. Let's charge that up. Charge both of these up. Burp. Burp. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the lights again. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that. Look at that. So, you're probably wondering, well, what does all this mean for you? Well, this means for you is that, as you guys know, I've had these computers for sale for a while, the front ones. I may have a couple more of those. I may have a couple more yokes. I may have to make new ones. And obviously, I'm going to be selling this new computer here as well. And not just computer, but the whole entire piece here. But it's so cool because now he can actually do the controls. Let me show you some things I've built on this so you can kind of get an idea. That is a pain to take in and out, but once you get it in, you're not going to need to take it out. There we go. Anyway, so check it out. So you have the controls here. Burp, burp, burp. Let me put the screen back in there. You have the controls here, and then I put buttons right here. And in my mind, that's where he activates the claw. So the controls, then boop, 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 push the buttons. And then, like this little piece here, I had to add it in order to make it high enough for these to not stick through. Because originally they popped through the center. So this right here is just some cool added detail. And it also works to keep these in place. So let me go ahead and put it back on. And I guess it's easier to lift it off the front instead of trying to do it from the back side. I see that now. I see that now. Line up the holes. There we go. And you know what? I should try a regular Origins Beastman. See how he fits in there. Let me go ahead and grab a Beastman. Beastman. Nope, not that box. Now it's all dark in here. Because of course everyone wants to see how the Origins actually work in case that's what you are into. So here is the Beastman. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And let's pull this one out. Stick this one in. Oh, his legs separate more. I was not expecting that. Well, we shall see if it has enough space. Hey, all right. He fits in there pretty good. And he can still hold the controls too. Nice. So there's an Origins Beastman behind the controls. Burp. You can actually put his hand down lower if you want to. Let's see if I can get it on there or not. Maybe not. You can put it on top. Herp. Erg. And now, just for kicks, let's swap out the Triclops too. Of course, his hands are stuck on there. Stuck on you. All right. Ho ho. See, what's crazy is his hands almost barely reach the controls. And it's like I said, the original controls, the handles are just not long enough for either Origins or Classics. I thought it was just a Classics problem, but it's an Origins problem too. There we go. And then of course you'd swap out Skeletor. I am the main tour of Skelly. And his seat, if you didn't unscrew it, would be right there instead. So I'll put it back in the original spot. And so see, with the extra accessories I added, it still makes it really cool, even if you use Origins and not the Classics. I don't know why they made this so short. You could see his hands wouldn't reach that very well. That's so crazy. Anyway, so yep, works with Origins, works with Classics. Way cooler. And again, if you're going to pull this in and out, like I said before, you're going to want to do it from the front. Once you have it installed, though, there is no reason to pull it back out, unless you happen to lose an accessory underneath there. And then same thing, you're going to want to take and line up the holes. Let me show you here. Let me lower this down. So you line up the holes, and they just fall right into there. And then once you get it lined up, it's just, oops, hold on a second. There we go. Line them up and click it in. Simple as that. Very cool. All right, I'm sticking my guys back in instead of the Origins, which I think is so cool. It can hold Classics. I mean, that to me is an A+ win. Of course, it's always hard to get this guy's hands around the handles. I'm always afraid I'm going to snap these handles trying to get his hands on there. There we go. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Alright. Hooray. And now let's go and swap out Skeletor in the back. And again, you got to unscrew those 3 screws. And once you do, you just slide it all the way back. And then your Classics will fit in there. Nice. Look at that. Look at it. No, I lost the screen somewhere. Oh well, I'll find the screen somewhere. I'm going to print some new ones anyway that are full colored and awesome. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys what I was working on. I'm really excited about it because I've been wanting to make this control panel for a long time. And now it is going to be printing on my nice printer tonight. And tomorrow I should have it done. Maybe have an update video midweek or tomorrow. We'll see. And so that will be cool. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Skelly's gotta sit back a little lower. Look at that. Look at that. That's so cool. So cool. All right. That's enough of me flapping my jaw about how cool this is. I just love this ship because it has so much capability, and it's pretty inexpensive. Of course, if you add all my extra things, it will get a little more spendy, but where did that screen go? There it is. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to charge it up, then close it and see how it looks with the light of the screen reflecting off his face. All right. Oh, look at that. That's fun. You can actually see Beastman inside there as the glow slowly fades. Alright, let's charge it up again. That's so cool. Alright, I'll stop grooving on my own stuff before my wife comes in here and tells me to stop grooving on my own stuff. Anyway, if you guys like this, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and it is time to Darth Vader it out, like they say in the 1987 movie. Good journey. Oh, I'm getting trapped. Oh no. You've been trapped, man. No. Good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.